All right, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris Unholy Jesus.
Yes, sir. We are back. Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Media Hijack, episode 157. Before we start, if you guys want to get some official Media Hijack t-shirt, Chris has his on today. That's a nice shirt, sir.
It's clean, man.
It's very clean. I wear that every day and not wash it. But if you do wash it, don't dry.
Oh, shit.
Just leave it just to hang it out.
I did it dry today.
Oh, it didn't look like it shrink, though.
It did?
No, I said it doesn't look like
okay, so it's good for now. I can't do too much, though.
Yeah. It looks like it held the form, so you're okay.
So for now, the first time was like today I dried it, so.
Oh, yeah, it still looks good.
All right.
It didn't like shrink up and look all tiny on you.
Like a muscle shirt.
Yeah. Coming up to your belly button and shit.
Show my belly. My belly piercing.
Do guys do that?
Probably, man.
I've never seen a guy with a belly pierce.
I can see that somewhere on the West Coast, though. If I had to compare like coasts, like
definitely LA, huh?
Man, you guys got beaches and the weather's nice.
You gotta have the tummy though.
Yeah, I heard it's like one of the most fit places.
I don't know anymore.
You don't even know?
Yeah. I don't know.
It ain't the South, I promise y'all that. Ain't nothing fit about the South.
It's not the South.
Not the South.
Sounds like dum dum.
Like when like in movies when they play the trumpet when like a big person walks around like womp 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 womp.
45.
Like, womp,
You know what I'm talking about? The 45 of the girl in that one video that's going around the internet where they have volleyball players coming down the stairs.
No.
And then they got the biggest one. She's like number 45.
Yeah.
And the jokes are so crazy.
Oh.
They're like, she looks like a transfer student from Mount Olympus. I'm like, holy shit, that's the strong ass comment. And then
I don't know if it's a compliment or not.
Another comment's like we have an army. It's like, well, we got 45. She's huge, dude. She's like a juggernaut, you know?
Oh man, leave that girl alone.
Yeah, I was like, damn, these comments are crazy.
She said Mount Olympus. She
But
must
it's
look
all
like
it's like positive comments to me.
It's like she's like a god from like Mount Olympus.
Yeah, like we know you're
you're
big, but we're speaking about you like in.
You're like a god. Like,
well, yeah,
amongst us.
Like,
no, I get it.
Yeah, comments are crazy.
Damn internet.
Also, if you guys want to join our Reddit, you can visit our Reddit. Chris is over there and post whatever you guys want. Also, if you guys want to visit our YouTube, you guys can go there and catch the replay of this live Twitch video. And don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Give us that 5 stars. All right.
Let's go. So
this will be the last episode in a long time where me and Chris is going to be in the same room.
Yes.
Because Chris is moving to Utah. And whenever he gets settled down and whenever he wants to start this up again, the next time you'll see us, it's going to be through Discord.
Yes, 2 different locations, 2 different time zones. Yes, I'm about to go live amongst some Mormons and, get converted.
Well, what is Utah known for?
Mormons. That's,
Really?
that's the number one thing. Mormons.
I just recently found that out.
Really? That's like the name.
I didn't know. Yeah.
That's like the main headquarters to Mormon HQ. That's the main spot.
Headquarters.
And I get why too, because when I went there back in December, and my girl and I heard somebody else mention this too about Utah. At least people that live in Utah and are from Utah say that like it looks like God created that place with His hands. And once you like leave and I see why they say that because there's like pockets of towns. Like I'm about to live like in a town far away from everything, in the middle of nowhere, for the most part. And there's like pockets of towns, but within those distance of towns is like nothing but mountains and deserts and when you start looking at the mountains and the landscape, it looks like God like molded it with His hands. Like when I saw it with my own eyes, I was like, okay, I get why they say it now. It's beautiful, man. It's a beautiful location.
Yeah, it's like it's untouched, right?
But you can tell it's a place that wants to be isolated from everyone.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's like, like, but there's people that's kind of like
they don't want people to move in.
Yeah, some outsiders and people with free thoughts. I guess I don't know if you ain't with the Mormon shit. I mean, they welcome me. They weren't like trying to push me out when I was there, but I could tell it's kind of like they want to be isolated.
They didn't vocally express that. They held it in.
It's like because like you see towns where like when I drove from where I'm gonna be at like St. George, Utah, when I was going up to Salt Lake City,
they're gonna find you now.
Yeah, track me down, baby. There's only like 10 people in town.
Got 'em.
It's not gonna be hard. When I was going through like this up to Salt Lake City, there was nothing in between that shit. There was like they're trying to build subdivisions and towns or little pockets of areas, but it's mainly nothing. Like they even give you signs saying like, "Hey, before you leave this area, gas up." It might be 2 hours before you see like a gas station, and that's horrifying if you break down in the middle of nowhere and
that is scary.
You're away from shit for 2 hours, So yeah, I'm gonna make sure my car is gassed up and try to make it up.
If you have an electric car, you're way it'd probably be way worse.
Man. Oh man. I mean they got like and I ain't see no damn electric chargers out there, at least I don't think.
It's probably on the trail. You gotta stay on the trail because like the thing like with Tesla, they say you could get anywhere like in the whole US with how they got all their charging stations set up.
Oh,
so where you can get anywhere.
Oh nice.
You just gotta get to the charge station right on time and then go through the city.
Yeah, because a lot of it's like in downtown areas, right? Or something close to it, like cities.
Most, yeah. But like if you're going to like areas like in Utah where the population's not big, they probably like take you off to a course where you hit the most, area with the population's a little higher.
Oh, right.
They wouldn't take you to like, I don't know, deserted town to where it'll be like another 300 miles before the next station. That's like a setup.
I was about to say like Texas Chainsaw Massacre type town.
Yeah, it's a setup and you'll die. You probably never get your car back.
It's a trap. Don't fall for it, people.
All right, guys. So today's episode, we're gonna be talking about the legendary Skinwalker Ranch, which I think if you're already a fan of the show, following us, I'm pretty sure you have an idea of what the Skinwalker Ranch is. It's one of the most famous like locations for like the paranormal and UFOs and portals, entities.
Everything you love, it's there.
Yeah, it's like a ranch located in Utah where you're gonna be at.
Yes.
Which you said it was like what, like located like four hours away from your location?
I didn't do an exact lookup of the time, but I just based it off of like how far Salt Lake City is from where I'm going to be at.
Yeah.
And it's like up there. Salt Lake City is going to be straight north for me, but then off to the right of Salt Lake City, probably about maybe an hour or so from Salt Lake City, maybe 2 hours. It's going to be Skinwalker Ranch. So it's kind of like when I go up, I got to go northeast to get there. But it's like the same. It's like right where it's at. It might be like within 3.5 to 4 hour drive, but it's like up there. It's gonna be a drive. So I kind of want to see it though.
Go there, take a picture, take a selfie with one of those aliens
for the TikTok. Yeah, man, hell yeah.
Yeah, usually like the story like with over there, it's like when they're over there trying to investigate the area, they really don't see like nothing until like they're alone, camera's not on, and then that's when they get fucked with entities. Because they're saying like the intelligence over there is like it's so intelligent, like they know you're filming them.
They're like, and he's putting his phone in his pocket. Get him,
got him. Like they think like this, almost like, oh, you guys think like we're that stupid? Like look, you guys put all these sensors everywhere in the ranch.
We see you.
It's like you think we stupid? Like we're just gonna follow you home where there's nothing.
She's like, you remember that beautiful blue bird you saw on a tree earlier? That was me. I was watching you when you set it up.
Now
all them sensors.
Now I'm a polar bear. Shape shifting. All right, so Skinwalker Ranch is a paranormal hotspot located northeastern Utah. It gained notoriety due to numerous reports of bizarre and unexplained phenomenons, attracting the attention of researchers and scientists. So, like, not only regular researchers, but scientists, they were intrigued about this area because there's like a lot of signs of like stuff, paranormal things happening where they cannot explain.
All right.
And they have scientists like on site over here, right, where they hired people to go to see what's wrong with the area. And even it's like things the scientists couldn't explain, to where when they talk now they sound crazy.
Oh yeah.
Because let me tell you like a quick story. Like there's a story where there's one scientist, right, he says like he literally saw like a portal like open up like I guess like from the driveway through like the ranch and stuff, right? He saw the portal like opening up right in front of him, and he saw like an alien creature that looks like from the Alien movie, like crawl out of it, and then just took off, just ran like just.
I'm like, man, catch it before it breeds, man.
5K sprint. That shit was gone, and then the portal just closed back. And this is a scientist that was there just for work, just to see, hey, is there anything paranormal happening? And it had stories like that. So
he's like, oh shit, I saw a xenomorph. Oh shit, just ran off into
Yeah, he was like, what the fuck is this place? You know, because other people, not even scientists, but other normal people, they have a whole bunch of other experiences like at that ranch to where they're like, you know, there's every time weird shit happen, the camera's not on or something. Nothing is ever caught on camera. So it's almost like you can only believe it like if it happened to you over there.
Yeah, if you was there and experienced it, you'd be like, man, on outside it's a little different.
Yeah, because they would ask like, okay, if you guys were investigating this whole time, like, where's the solid the evidence?
Yeah,
you know, like you guys spent all this money, millions of dollars, by the way.
Yeah,
like researching like this location that's known to be like the most paranormal place like in the U.S.
Yeah. You talking about with the Robert Bigelow dude?
Robert Bigelow.
Yeah, Robert Bigelow. Did you hear about the family that had it before that?
No, what was the family?
All right, there's this family called the Shermans. Well, should I talk about? We're gonna talk about history about the area first, with the Utes and the Utes and the Navajo.
Yeah, I got a quick one for it.
Okay, yeah, do that right quick.
All right, so the ranch name comes from the Native American legend of skinwalkers, which are said to be shapeshifters capable of taking the form of animals. The ranch histories include sightings of strange creatures, UFOs, crop circles, poltergeist activity, and other, wild events.
God damn.
So the term skinwalker came from like the Native Americans. If you call somebody like a skinwalker, is somebody who can shapeshift into like another animal.
Mm-hmm.
Like the werewolf is not actually a werewolf; it's actually Jacob from Twilight.
There you go.
He's like, hey shapeshifter, we out here.
Hey, Team Jacob.
I was always Team Jacob, by the way.
Really? I like Edward.
The pale, light skin.
Vampires are cool, man.
Vampire.
They glittered and shit.
Pale milk face.
Well, Jacob liked a baby. Yes, I watched it, folks. Yes,
a buff ass baby.
He was in love with Bella's baby, so he might be a groomer.
The crazy thing about Twilight, you know how like when it first came out, like it was one of those teeny bopper movies.
Yeah, straight up, yeah.
I was like, who's gonna watch this movie besides like young teens and stuff?
Mm.
But then like me and Bob, we all watched it in theater. Yeah. I actually enjoyed it. But,
it's a guilty pleasure of mine. Oh.
Someone is at the front door.
Oh,
someone's at the front door. Who is that?
Is this a Chippendales dancer? What do we got here?
Hold on, we'll take a little break. And we're back. But yeah, Twilight real quick, right?
Yeah.
Like if you actually watch it now, if you watched it like way back then when it first came out, dude, it's like the ultimate cringe movie, but in a good way. I don't even think they even know like they made a cringe movie, but it's actually almost brilliant how they did it. But I don't think they did it on purpose.
You talking about as far as like
hey, thank you for the bits.
Just rolled out of bed. Are you talking about? Oh, okay. So like how it's written is more funny. I've only seen them like
yeah, it's way more funny because the crazy thing is I don't think they knew that they were making a cringe film.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of the whole shit.
If you talk to any of the original actors that was in it, like the three main ones, like they all like was like, yeah, it was stupid, but it was a paycheck.
Dude, like just rewatched the first one. I was like, did they know that they were making something like this?
The first one I've seen multiple times, and it is weird when you watch like how it's written. It's like it's written kind of. It's very strange to me. Nothing really made sense. As far as like,
it was like a natural cringe movie.
Yeah,
and I don't think they know that they were doing it.
Yeah,
that's what makes it like if you watch it the second time, that's what makes it so good. I was like, when I watched it again, I was like, this is gold. Like holy shit!
And they have no idea.
I was like, do people know this shit? Like rewatch it. I was like, this shit is fucking gold.
It's crazy. Like I'm not a huge fan of the franchise, but I've seen all the movies at least once. Yeah, the first one I've seen the most. Yeah. I've seen the first one the most, and then what's the last one when he got to that war fighting on the snow?
Yeah.
But then Bella was like, I just saw a vision. You all gonna die. And I was like, okay, we quit. I was like, what the fuck?
Daddy chill.
Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen the fucking franchise yet. But are they trying to bring it back too, man? They're trying to make it into like a TV series.
Oh, they can stop.
Because it was in like, well, I was reading an article about it. And it was like, well, the movies missed a lot of like The I guess the whole typical thing. The book is always gonna be better than the So I guess the series is gonna be more focused on like
on the LGBT community.
I was like more like the book, but I was gonna talk about more like the book, but yeah, they might throw somebody gay in it. I guess.
Yeah, we don't need. I don't think we need a Twilight now.
Actually, not even gay.
It's not the time for that.
No, we got more shit to worry about.
Bob says, "I know the lines. That's how good it is."
Oh man,
The one-liners. All right, back to the ranch.
Yeah.
All right, so like in the 1990s, the ranch came into the spotlight when it was purchased by the wealthy businessman named Robert Bigelow, who initiated extensive investigations into the paranormal. So his organization is called the National Institute for Discovery Science. They conducted research on site after he purchased it for several years, and then they set up a whole bunch of cameras everywhere. He hired a bunch of scientists. And then this is when the scientists started coming across like a lot of weird occurrences that happen on the site.
Okay.
And Bigelow, he's not just like a billionaire. I don't even know how much money he got.
I saw he was like, they say he's like a multi-millionaire, and that was about it. Like, from my understanding, what I was reading about earlier, he was like a big like retail mogul. So I guess like he was like in the retail business.
Oh, so that's where he gained the wealth.
That's where he gained his wealth at, and that's why he just kind of had money to blow it away. And he was like really interested in like the paranormal type shit.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, let me drop some dollars on this.
Yeah, because I think like his natural, curiosity, he wanted to know like if it's really true and if we can record it or, explain to the public like, the paranormal activity that's happening. Like they can't explain it through science.
Yeah.
So like he wanted to prove like, okay, we just need the science to back this up. Just to prove that, okay, weird things are happening at this ranch. And that will probably, prove that other places, not just that Skinwalker Ranch, but places all around the world where you can have solid evidence that's backed up by science saying that, okay, this is a legit paranormal like location.
Right.
And something is happening to where, we cannot explain like naturally. But like if we have the science to back it up, we can prove like, okay, something is happening.
Something is weird.
Yeah, then he got so much money to where he spent millions on this ranch, paid scientists like millions of dollars just to investigate these areas so they can study it. Because they knew like this place was like a hot spot. They had like a track record of being like one of the most like paranormal activity places ever.
Yeah.
Like where they were getting a lot of weird things happening, like from like poltergeist, portals, and UFOs. All that shit was happening at this ranch. In Utah. Where are you going?
Yeah, you talking to me? I got a feeling, and we're gonna be close to Mexico too. So, and we're gonna be in the desert. I'm expecting to see a lot of chupacabras out there.
Yeah,
my brain's already set on it. I'm trying to.
Dude, you're gonna get the whole. You get
bang,
got the whole variety pack.
That's all of it, man.
You get the aliens. You get the poltergeists.
Aliens.
You get the
poltergeists. Mormons.
The demons.
Mormons.
Yeah, the Mormons. Yeah, you get the whole.
The whole shebang.
Yeah,
man.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, you got the whole thing, dude. You got the whole
deluxe paranormal package,
premium package too. Because there's been a lot of books written about Skinwalker Ranch. They even got a book that I purchased. It was called Skinwalker at the Pentagon.
You told me about that.
And I was like, damn,
that's insane.
This is like, they caught me at the title. I was like, say no more. I'm just going to buy it, read it.
Yeah.
Well, then I bought the book. I tried to read it. It was so complicated. The words were so big. It sounded like like a lawyer talking in court. I was like, these words doesn't make sense to me. The sentence is too... I was like, well, if you're trying to convince anybody of anything, you're doing it wrong.
You're like, man, I didn't buy this book to read Law and Order. Shit.
Yeah, I was like, this is a complicated book. I don't understand these words.
Do I need to go to law school to understand this?
Yeah, like usually, like when I do read, right, I come across a word, I will look it up, and I'd be like, oh, okay, that's what it means. But when I was reading this book, it was just too many words I had to look up.
Because I got to do this every 2 seconds.
I was like, this is not fun no more. I can't read this book.
That's why I usually read books digitally. So you just like highlight it, like look up. With a real book now, it's kind of like, hold on.
Yeah, or I tell Alexa, hey, what does this mean?
Oh, yeah, see, I haven't got used to like, asking the AI for anything yet.
But I mostly pronounce it wrong, because she'll say a different word. I'm like, no, forget it.
Your English is a little off.
Cancel reading.
You know what, just watch TV.
Yeah. What else you know about Skinwalker?
All right, so well, not so much Skinwalker. Well, not so much the creature of the Skinwalker, but with the ranch. Before Robert Bigelow, he brought this farm, or this land rather, from the Shermans. And so the Shermans with his family that got the house in early 90s. So I would say 92, 93, they got the house. And once they got the ranch, the Shermans actually started experiencing like a lot of spooky things going on during their time at the ranch. And it says mostly notable for the depiction of skinwalkers. It says one night Terry Sherman, which I'm sure Terry Sherman is the father of the household, or the husband of the household, said he heard a noise outside. And it was stated that a wolf was in his front yard. So Terry went like, came out the front porch.
With a shotgun?
Shot at it.
Oh, shit.
And the bullets bounced off the goddamn thing. Ricocheting everywhere. The bullets bounced off of it. And then this werewolf that he thought he saw just runs off after that. And then over time, they start experiencing more and more paranormal stuff. It says it could have been an ancient skinwalker that scared them at that night.
You said ancient?
An ancient skinwalker, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because the story goes, actually, before I continue with the Shermans, the story goes is that the Utes and the Navajo were actually two Native American warring tribes.
The UTs?
The Utes, U-T-E-S. The Uddies?
UTES.
Utes? Utes? Uddies?
Utedes. No,
Utedes. Oh, they're rolling off.
Making new names and shit.
So anyways, the Utedes, the Navajo, they started bumping heads back in the day, right? Way before they got colonized. And this little spat on war they was going against with each other, the Navajo would send out their witches to fight them in combat. And that were the skinwalkers, and that's how they was able to beat them back and win the area.
Oh, shit, that's scary.
They have but the Navajos to this day, as legend goes, that the skinwalkers still walk that land to keep just anybody away from it, because that's like Navajo land. So even if you like whether you're Utes or just anybody else coming into Navajo land,
right,
it's gonna want to attack you or want to like just scare you off for the most part, because they were witches basically hired, or not hired, but just put on orders to protect that land by the Navajo. So that's why so as far as legend goes, that's why they're sitting out there. And
so like, let's say like, okay, these skinwalkers, like they do still exist till this day. What would be the reason why skinwalkers today would like even still be in the picture?
Probably sacred land.
Excuse me.
Probably super sacred land. To us, people who aren't really from America, or just people that usually travel to other lands to see places of like natural resource and just want to like exploit it. And to the people that's been on that land forever, that's like probably stories about that land that we will never even know.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why these creatures probably sit there and protect it. It sounds like they're protecting that area for the most part. And so back in the early 90s, the Sherman family wound up moving in that area, and they experienced so much paranormal, supernatural shit. It got to a point where they put the house on the market and they sold it for like $200,000 to Robert Bigelow. Now Robert Bigelow bought and it was 500 acres, and then I was reading some more stuff about this family, the Shermans, and some people were saying like, oh, they was probably lying about all the experiences they had on the acres and all this other stuff. But then someone broke it down to saying like, look, this family sold the house for $200,000 to Robert Bigelow, who's a millionaire. They could have got him for way more than that, but it seemed like they kind of rushed the process just because they wanted to get up out of there. The babies, they got so scared, like, because if it wasn't real, that person, you would have been to tell like, oh, they finagled Robert Bigelow for millions and millions of dollars for the land, right? But for $200,000 for 500 acres,
yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is insane. But it was like, yo, we just take it off our hands, we're leaving, and then the family just left and gave it to Robert Bigelow, or basically handed to him. Yeah, because $200,000 ain't shit for this man. What he can afford,
right? I don't think they made up like any of those stories of what they were going through.
They wouldn't have sold it for no $200,000 if it was. In my opinion,
I think like one of their stories was like one of their cattle's. I think I told the story before. I don't know if it happened at this ranch.
Same one, yeah.
They had like these black cattles, right? These big prize game animal, like they're worth a lot of money. And they're really aggressive too. It's hard to get them to move into any space. But they said like one day they showed up at their ranch, right? And all the cattles were gone. They're like, where the fuck did our cattles go? long story short, they went and found the cattle like in the small shed, all stacked up on top of each other, all organized to like a cattle Tetris party.
And they're not even moving. They're like a...
Yeah, they're like, how'd I get here?
What happened?
And then if you think about how aggressive these cows are, just to get them to move in any space, it's almost like impossible. But then they got them all stacked up in this building. So they're like, what the fuck is happening, man?
It's very strange. It's like a sick... But, paranormal activity be doing, like, sick jokes and shit. It'd be like... Shit is probably funny to ghosts, but to humans, it's kind of like, ah!
Yeah, I think, like, they're so intelligent, like, how they play with these guys, because they have these cameras, like, set up on, like, these poles, right? But then, like, when weird shit happen, like, the gates, like, the gates are, like, being mangled and shit by, like, an animal.
Yeah.
They'll look back up at the camera, and the camera is all, like, twisted up. Like, all disconnected, twisted up, and they're like, holy shit, okay, the camera didn't catch nothing.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, the wind was blowing too hard, and it disconnected the camera, unplugged it, and then they're like, yeah, it's like, it's weird because they're saying, it's so crazy how we can't capture nothing, like hard evidence on anything. But when we're doing like shit where the camera's not there or they're not even preparing to record anything, they get like the most paranormal shit.
Everything.
Yeah, these
everything.
are like the mouth of like the people that work there, and then the scientists that work there. They're like, yeah, we know shit's happening, but you can only take our word for it now because we cannot capture any of this shit on camera.
Gotta believe us, man. They know.
Yeah, because I don't even think they even make like any money from this whole shit. Because eventually, like Bigelow ended up selling like the whole ranch because he didn't want to fuck with that shit no more because he spent so much millions of dollars.
Yeah, he had a good. I think he had it longer than the original family. The original family only had it for like 2 years.
Yeah.
What do you have? Like to 2010 or some shit he had it for or something like that.
Yeah, he sold it, and then I remember him saying like, it's like there's definitely something wrong with like this ranch. Like, there's something definitely going on. Him and all the crew are like, yeah, there's something weird going on with this ranch. That's why when they sold it, they didn't just sold it to just any regular Joe. They sold it to like another person who was going to continue the scientific research with the whole ranch. Sold it to another millionaire.
And they can't find anything yet?
I don't know like what they're doing with their ranch now. I haven't heard any updates. I'm pretty sure there's updates, but I personally didn't investigate myself, so I don't know.
I'm like this, and maybe I feel like the people probably the most truest story out of everyone what they experienced was the Shermans, and I feel like after that when like it was sold to a millionaire, I could see where the spirit's kind of like, yeah, we're gonna make them look crazy and stupid now and not show up as often or whatever. But the original family, I mean, they give up that shit for $200,000. Either either this family, the Shermans, or like. Are just like finessing it real good and try to pretend like, well, I'm probably taking like a little bit lower money so it doesn't give away too much that this is a hoax.
Yeah.
Or either that or they're meth heads and they're willing to take any amount of money just to sell that land because $200,000 specifically just for 500 acres is, man. I'm not even sure what the price is for 500 acres, but I can't see it as $200,000.
Right, that's too cheap.
It's like a suburban household in the fucking 90s.
I think when Bigelow sold it, he probably sold it for like millions.
He probably flipped it because he put a lot of money into it. I would assume he did though. If he was a smart businessman, he'd be like, look, I installed all this shit here. I made it famous more than ever before.
Yeah, and I think like I remember like they had like this competition out like to the public where Robert Bigelow. He was saying, if anybody has like, solid scientific proof that the paranormal is real and they have something to prove, he'll pay them like I think like $500,000 for their research. But
so he's looking for somebody.
Yeah, and then he says like it can't just be anybody. You gotta have like a credential like in like the science community. Okay. Like you just can't be a regular Joe. Like you already have to be like somebody who can who got the credentials to investigate something like this, but prove that something weird is happening with physical evidence.
Yeah, find something. You prove it to me
and write it like in a letter, and then I think somebody won that shit. I don't know like this whole story, but somebody won. He got paid $500,000. And they gave him, like the prize money on stage in front of everybody.
Holy shit! Just like, hey, here you go.
And then they read like his story, like whatever, like he submitted to Bigelow. Be like, all right, here's my proof of the sign of the paranormal in my research.
And so when they gave him the $500,000, was it to help like to further his research, or just like to like, hey, congratulations?
I think that sparked like another thing in the community to where, okay, like if science is able to prove like this is a thing, like we can further like take this to like the next level without having like any doubts like this is not woo woo no more.
Yeah.
To where like, okay, this is a real thing. We don't have to prove it to anybody anymore. Like we have to figure out like why, like, or like how is it happening?
How this shit
like,
operates?
We know it's real now. We got the scientific proof that it's just, hey, this shit is real. Now let's figure out like what is it exactly? Like what's going on? You know?
Hey, we know it's here. How can we? Now we need evidence, and it's hard to get it, I guess.
They're not trying to prove it to the average Joe. Like, yeah, we don't need to prove to you guys. Like, we know it exists. Like for ourselves now, we need to further investigate what the hell's going on now. Yeah.
They got to, man. Or what's all this money? All this money they put into it? What are you gonna do with it? Like,
right? It's like saying like Billy's like, hey, something's under my bed. Prove it, Billy.
Show me.
Prove it. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Goddamn. Okay. What's next? Now we gotta see why. Damn, old Jacob.
What's up, landlord?
Old Jacob.
You're still doing a show?
Look, you're on camera.
So I did come across like some possible theories. Of course, this is all theories we probably went over. Says one of the number one, like I think theory number one. Actually, not I think theory number one. A lot of people talk about saying like, "Hey, people are lying to get money out of this whole situation." Yada yada yada. That's the most normie answer you can go with. But we're not a show that leans into normie answers too much. So let's get to the crazy shit. Theory number two is extraterrestrial visitors. Says unsurprisingly, this is one of the most popular theories about the anomalies at Skinwalker. It would certainly explain a lot of things like the bright lights, flying objects, strange voices, electrical disturbances, where I might explain why they couldn't get no damn evidence,
right?
Cattle mutilations, and scientific precision. Because I think it was the one story where they found a cow that was gutted.
Right.
Yeah. Missing all its internal organs and blood was drained from his body. But there's no drop of blood anywhere.
Right. Yeah. So the way like they did it, it's almost like they did it to like where they use like really high advanced technology where they're able to like castrate the cow, right? Yeah. Without leaving any trace of blood, and then removing like the organs and stuff, and then they're looking at the way it's being castrated. Like this is like something like done in a lab, like
laser precision.
Like everything was done perfectly. Like what the hell? What did this cows like go through? Like it's not like no typical person that would like jump into like a ranch and then harm like all these creatures. It's just for fun.
Everything on this planet that could kill a cow in that fashion would have made a mess.
Yeah, it would have been very messy.
It'd been blood everywhere.
Even humans.
Yeah, humans, anything. I don't care what we get, scalpels. I don't care what you
Sloppy.
use. It would have been blood, and they just found like an empty husk, and everything's pulled out the body.
Yeah,
and no disturbance to it.
Yeah, everything was done like clean,
which means it was done on a lab. Maybe they didn't drop no blood because they did it up above.
They did it in the sky.
They pulled the cow up and then did the surgery. Boop, dropped it back down.
Sky Hospital.
Yes.
Sky Lab.
Sky Experiment.
Sky Lab.
He's like, man, we're gonna look at these cows' 4 stomachs. Let's take it up into space and then
in zero gravity.
Zero gravity.
Let's see what those milk teats do.
All 6 of them, and then and it's up in space, man. Like so, all the blood they did it up there, and then put the body back down.
They're like, you think you're gonna notice anything? It's like, no, cows die all the time. But then, like when the humans expected it, they'd be like, "What the fuck is this? Like science experiment that's done on a random ass ranch?"
And more than likely, too, the humans that found the cow's body were like, if I'm not mistaken, they even saw that the body was never moved, like it just died right there. Which means I'm thinking like, it didn't move because technically it didn't. It just like went up and went down.
Yeah. That reminds me. Remember that I sent you that one video? It was like inside like a cattle, right? And then the cows, he got chucked like through the roof.
Oh, that shit was crazy, man.
It was like
cows. That cow was tough as shit to take that.
Yeah, I was like, the cow got thrown from something. Because I read a comment, right? It said like, oh, cows are known to climb upstairs and on like in the ranches. I was like, okay,
the fuck with him going through what's it got to do with
the even if he was on like the second floor, right? If there was a second floor, even if he was to climb on the second floor, if you saw that video, It looked like cow got fucking tossed in there
to the roof, right?
like
'Cause it hit the roof,
diagonally,
yeah.
like this, like
Like I spit out.
yeah, like that, like it. If he just cracked from the ceiling, it would have been like oh shit. Because you seen like videos where people like they're robbing stores, right? But then they're on the ceiling.
Yeah, they fall
and
through the ceiling.
Fall straight down.
Yeah, I saw a video like
this
that.
cow got thrown in that ranch.
Get out of here. Yeah, there's a difference between a fall and like somebody getting chucked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's different. That cow got straight up like, get the fuck back in there. Lay him down gently. Elon.
Ooh, this cow only has 5 nipples. We need 6. Go to the fucking roof.
A kadoosh.
Go back to your humans. And if it went up some steps somewhere, I don't even think are there steps in a ranch or a barn that can support the weight of a cow? You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. I'm like, what the fuck? Maybe a big person.
Yeah,
but not a big fucking cow. Cows are heavy, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if they build second story buildings for cattle to walk up to the second floor
and then jump through fucking,
or just to chill. Like I don't know.
I don't know.
I think they should just stay on the ground level. I don't even think like even if they could walk upstairs.
Why would they?
Why?
That's not where the food's at.
It makes no sense.
The food's at their feet.
It's not Wagyu beef.
I don't know, man. It sounds like the government trying to throw us off our trail. Like, oh yeah, they fall down steps.
Government, aka reptilian race.
Right? Reptilians like cows do like stairs too, and they fall. Listen to us, humans. Let's trust us.
Go home, reptilians. Go home.
All these lies.
We trying.
Our mothership has not been loaded up yet.
We need AI to help.
And dark matter
to help finish the last code. Oh shit, that could be a movie, dude. Or the premise for like a movie like The Last Code that can send the alien race here that was been here for a long time.
Come get them.
Send them back home, like ET phone home.
But they created AI that we.
Holy shit! This is a whole story. We could start the whole story like with the aliens, right? They came here a long time ago and their spaceship crashed here, but then they, for some reason, like something happened, everything got destroyed, and then they were stuck here. And they're like, holy shit, like we're here on a planet we don't even know. What are we gonna do? All right, we're gonna need help. Let's modify the human DNA, get them to like mind shit to help us build this whole community back up. And they're gonna help them get like the artificial intelligence back, so they can get the technology
to build
to build their ship or to build whatever shit. To get them back to their planet because they lost all the technology before
through the crash or something.
Like, through the crash or through like because the Earth went through like a lot of destruction before and a lot of it's almost like the technology has been hidden but not technically like hidden, but when shit got fucked up they lost a lot of technology, so they were looking for like ways to rebuild like everything to where
but they had to start from zero and had to teach
had to start from zero.
What if they taught humans how to build?
Yeah.
Like imagine like, oh, this is great. This is gonna be a movie for real. I like this. It was like some aliens just walking up like through like fucking South America. Like, hey, like there's some people over here. Let's talk to them. Hey, we need you guys to build a pyramid in the Amazon rainforest. We need to see how
they're like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying. But the aliens act just like fucking humans, but to them they're like gods.
Yeah,
because they're like extra tall and shit.
They're like, check this out, levitation. Like, oh shit, this is a god, right? So. You're like, of course they're gonna trust them because what they're gonna show them how to do the agriculture.
It's the blueprints.
Like, all right, this is how you grow blueberries.
You want to eat
put
corn?
The seed in the dirt. Put the water. Let's wait. Trust me. Oh, it grows. Then it'd be like, holy shit, this is a god. They're teaching us all this.
He's a eat it.
This is food. This is free. You know, like food. Like, what do you mean free? There's no money.
There's no
and
money.
Then that's when light bulb.
Yeah,
the aliens are like, "Oh shit,
money."
Hey, we can get them to like work faster if we implement like a currency system. Like, all right, you're gonna need this in order to get this, but you gotta work for this first.
You gotta work.
Right? So you gotta help us do some stuff, and then we'll pay you.
To
and
eat,
you could actually
to eat the
you
corn.
can use this money to buy other shit.
To buy seeds.
To buy like the shit that we make too.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my god, it's like a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you're gonna buy we're gonna give the money, you're gonna buy the stuff that we make. So the money come back to us.
And only from us. No one else.
Yeah. And then fast forward thousands of years. They're like, all right, okay. We got Elon building shit. We got SpaceX. We got NASA. We got all these
nuclear energy.
Oh, we got the fucking NVIDIA building all these powerful ass graphics cards and stuff. where they can do everything like on a dime. And then now we're at the point where, you know, artificial intelligence almost has like its own voice now. But then they're like, all right, like here's the kicker. We're going to give humanity this technology too. Almost like we're going to shove it in your face like, oh yeah, we have stuff that's this strong, but we actually hold all the cards now.
Yeah.
But here you go. Play with this, and then we'll let you guys think about it a little bit, because we already own you guys now.
Yeah, we let it marinate.
But now we're going to shove it in your face now. You guys think you guys have like control, but like, all right, we got everything now.
We're overlords.
What if they like already control everything completely already? And like, all right, let's give them like let them play with AI, so we can learn more. But then we already got everything to get off this planet
through the Hadron Collider. Which, if it was like always like, yeah, we
I think that's the ultimate Easter egg.
The Hadron Collider.
Yeah,
this is the ultimate one.
That's the ultimate like I'm a wizard, but I'm like an ultimate wizard now.
Yeah.
Times like 100,000. Because like word on the street, like people who claim themselves as like a wizard or like somebody who has like ties into like the other realm and stuff, you know, they call them wizard or shamans or whatever they call them. Basically, there are people like in this world that discovered Easter eggs.
Okay.
In this game that we call life. It's like magic.
Okay.
When they discover, like, let's say they could do a magic spell, right, to do something. That's like you just found an Easter egg, like in this game. Because let's say this like is really a game. Yeah.
A secret.
Yeah, every game has like an Easter egg. Every single game. I'm pretty sure they add like an Easter egg because like
for fans or
they've been programming the game for so long, right? Of course they're gonna add something for like their signature or whatever.
It'll be like if you know type shit.
Yeah.
For all you fans out there, like if you know this is simulation, it's a little wink.
Yeah,
it's a wink for you.
Like I think mushrooms is another Easter egg too. The most well-known Easter egg, but I think there's other Easter eggs where they're not telling everybody.
Yeah, no, it's gotta be
like the Hadron Collider.
Oh man, we ain't ready for that.
The ultimate,
the ultimate Easter egg.
How we get here?
I don't know.
Skinwalker Ranch.
I know I got a pee though.
Yeah, I gotta take a leak too.
We'll be back.
And we're back. What else we got on this Skinwalker Ranch?
That's pretty much it for me.
All right. Well, that was interesting, Utah.
Yes.
Shout out to Utah. Thank you for that 100 bits. Let's go. We're gonna use that for burrito money.
Hell yeah. I'm so hungry right now too, man.
Yeah, I'm hungry too. All right. Okay. Well, I got something else. Like I was asking ChatGPT, like, was the government ever involved with Skinwalker Ranch? I don't know how true this is, but they said yes, the government has been involved with Skinwalker Ranch at certain points in history, like in the 1990s, that we talked about earlier, when the businessman Robert Bigelow, when he purchased it, like they were doing like a lot of research and investigation with this ranch, and it said that under like his investigation and all the data that he collected with the ranch, he was giving a lot of this information to the U.S. government. But like according, like on paper, the U.S. government they never had ties to like the ranch.
Oh, okay. So it's never showed.
Bigelow did give them information about every finding that he had with the ranch, about the whole paranormal activity that was going on over there.
Oh, so he was informing them.
He was informing them with everything that happened at the ranch. So the U.S. government they were involved with the whole investigation and research with this particular ranch in Utah. Like it wasn't something like oh yeah we don't believe that. This was like, okay, Mr. Bigelow, like you already purchased this, you did all your investigation. Any findings, you make sure you report that to us also, because they're working together.
Okay,
basically.
so just hand in hand, like, hey, you scratch our back, we scratch yours. We
right, because like
information.
The whole Bigelow, the whole research thing is considered like private, like investigation, like a private funded organization.
Yeah.
So like when it's something like that, and then the government gets involved, they can get involved with a company like his, but then they don't have to put it on paper or anything, because I don't even think it's like an official records that it's
like off the books type.
Yeah, it's like off book shit. They're working for like an organization. It was a private funded organization. They, because like Bigelow, he was involved with like the aerospace, and he he was with the Defense Intelligence Agency, the DIA, to study advanced aerospace threats. So they were already in an organization where they were looking for threats that's in space. Organized like aerospace, like where they were looking for like alien activity that was happening.
Yeah, it is like already established. So.
It was already established, and that they coincided with the U.S. government, and they were working together on all that shit. Like it wasn't really like a secret like that.
Hey, shit. I mean, they had a partnership, so
yeah, like
because the government was probably like, yeah, we want to know too, man. This Sherman's family was talking crazy before, and
right. So then, like in 2020, the U.S. government they publicly acknowledged the existence of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program.
Okay.
This is when they were working together with like Bigelow, and they did have a program where, all right, yeah, we were looking for threats in space. Like that's not a secret. And now fast forward to today.
Boom, boy, UFOs every damn week, man.
It's like, yeah, we got aliens on deck.
UFOs are coming out so frequently now. It's starting to make the UFO believers stop believing the UFOs. It's like, man, come on, man, y'all bringing out some.
Yeah.
Like I trust these UFOs, but what are y'all pushing out here for us? Y'all was lying to us for decades, making people sound crazy as shit.
Yeah.
They was like, hey, man, I saw like a UFO, and the government wanted to call these people crazy and discredit them and make them look like a lunatic. And now you guys are accepting it, and then
they're like, hey, what's really going on? It's like, it's the complete reverse.
Yes, it's flipped. It's like now you guys are open with it. Like I don't know what y'all.
It's like, yeah, we don't believe you guys no more. Like, why would you guys hide it in the first place? Why did you guys keep it from us?
For real. Why do you feel like it's okay to tell us now, man? After this whole time.
Yeah. Because now, like, even, like, when the government and, the Congress is talking about it publicly, openly, I don't think the spark is there no more, like, with them trying to... It's like I don't think people care about it like that anymore. Yeah,
nah, because
but I still think it's cool.
I know it's cool,
but I'm glad people is not freaking out. That's like the main thing.
And maybe that's the whole point. Is like we'll tell them when they're ready,
right?
And I think more people are accepting now of like UFO aliens. Right now, I think we're accepting of it, but how far are we willing to accept that they exist? I usually think back to the movie District 9. When the aliens like crash land on Earth, and they was like, I think they crash landed like Johannesburg, like South Africa, if I remember the movie correctly, and they was like got stuffed in these slums, and then they became like not even like third class, like second or third class citizens. They were like fourth. They was like on the bottom of the totem pole out of everyone on Earth, which is more like real shit. That's exactly what happened too. But they would get like experimented on, getting interrogated, shoved into all these slums, and then monitored all the time because the government wanted to keep account of everyone, all the aliens that crash landed, wanted to keep all account of them in this slummy area.
That's not life.
Yeah, man, and it's not life, man. It's surviving, man. Yeah. And I feel like
imagine like there is a place like that exists on this Earth where they're treating like aliens like that.
Yeah, shoved into one fucking spot we don't even know exists.
Right, and they're just out here like making new technology or whatever in a sweat lab, but it's like aliens working in a sweat lab.
Yeah.
But they actually have the ability to take over anything. It's just, but they're so conditioned to not know like they have power like that. Mm-hmm. Which kind of reminds me of like the human race.
Yeah, we don't realize the power.
We're so conditioned to be like, yeah, you cannot go against a man. You got bills to pay. Mm-hmm. Remember?
You take a day off, you're going to lose his house. You want to do that?
Remember, berries?
You don't have time to start a revolution.
Taxes.
Revolutions don't pay bills, so go back to work. Don't fight against us.
A revolution from whose bed? Big Daddy's bed? Mm-hmm.
Another popular theory. Oh, did you have anything else?
Oh, no.
Saying like another popular theory about is interdimensional visitors.
Yes.
Which is like that whole space shit is slowly starting to go away. Now interdimensional means they pop it open portals and they just stepping through it. And it might sound insane, but like how we do with we talk about always like the conditioning of the human mind, what they try to do sometimes to accept like, hey guys, this sci-fi stuff we're telling you in these movies and stuff, it might be a real thing in the future. Like how we did like back in the 50s with the Twilight Zone and Hadron Collider. Nowadays, to me, is like why all these Marvel movies and stuff is doing like the multiverse and like, what if it's never been spaceships? It's like they're punching holes in reality. And the reason why they go with this theory too is that these lights that they may have been seeing in the sky, like the Shermans and other eyewitnesses, maybe they weren't UFOs. They were just portals opening up, like you said before. Like the scientists saw a portal open up. So instead of like being like bright lights in the skies, shit's falling out the portal. Shit's falling and then hitting the ground.
Yeah.
From somewhere, or open up on the ground. Portals open up on the ground or from the sky, but instead of it being UFOs, they're just portals opening up like.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Well, how I was talking about like how the stars were. I remember when I was younger, if you look in the sky, all you see is like dots of stars. Like it's almost like
endless, man.
Yeah, so many little dots of like bright stars. But now, if you look at the sky today, you'll probably catch like the Little Dipper, the Big Dipper, but you don't see like stars like scattered within the sky, even on a clear night.
Yeah.
It's not like how it was before. It was like a whole bunch of those stars.
Yeah, and you don't live too close to the city. I live closer to the city than you do. And I don't see... my area, I can't see shit at all. But I thought you would be able to see a lot more than that out here.
No, that's the crazy thing. Like, if you look in the sky, it's a lot of dark patches and then like 1, 2, 3. You can actually count the stars. Like back then, I couldn't count them all because there's so much. That's
how it was when I was in Colorado. Actually, even when I used to live in Ellenwood, I grew up in Ellenwood, like how I would look at the stars when I was a teenager and just look at the stars and it's just endless.
Yeah, so much.
It's actually scary when you look at it look too long. You're like, oh man, like
somebody poke a hole in a hole, you know?
Yeah, because even when I was a kid, I would look at the stars. I'm like, I wonder if someone is out there looking right back at me. And I was like, I got chills when I thought about that. I was like
it's you.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, it's me. Oh man, if it's me, yeah. I was thinking about like another alien kid. Just laying on like his parents' shed, looking at the stars too, like.
And it's all happening at the same time.
At the same time, like. Ba-doop.
Damn.
Yeah, man. I had existential crisis when I first looked at the stars. Like for too long, I was like, oh, none of us matter. Like this is just one little planet.
We ain't shit.
We ain't shit. Yeah, man. I had an existential crisis looking at the stars at one point. That's why I went atheist for like so many years. It broke my brain.
Well, you're not atheist no more?
I'm a question mark. I don't know. I don't because at the end of the day, you have people who are atheists who they believe or want to claim that there's nothing outside of this. It's like, girl, we died. This is the end of it. Man, don't nobody know shit.
Yeah,
nobody knows nothing. So I'm not claiming anything anymore. I'm just like, I will see when we get there, but I'm gonna just try to be a good person in that meantime. You know.
Yeah,
that's all I can do.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I do think there's something else.
Might be, man.
I was like, it can't be that simple.
I think it's fucking. I think it's nothing we can ever imagine. Yeah. I think it's insane. Like we can't even comprehend it.
I just don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's something. To where we're done here. Like, all right, boot up the next game.
Plug me in.
Our next story.
Okay.
So I got one about so study confirms that a person can be allergic to other people.
All right, I think I am, man. I think I might have this. Let me hear it.
All right, so some individuals have made claims that their mere presence can trigger allergic reaction in others. So thanks to the efforts of the Japanese scientists, so the scientists, they assembled two groups, one comprised of like 20 individuals who firmly believe that their presence can cause like allergic reaction in other people, and then another group of 24 healthy volunteers, like who they know like they're not allergic, like, or they know like their presence doesn't give people allergic reactions.
Yeah.
So like through the whole experiment that the scientists like did with these two group of individuals, like they actually found out that the people who claim to provoke like these allergies on other people, they looked up, they started testing their skin. And their skin was actually giving up like these compounds that would actually give somebody an allergic reaction. So the people who claim like, yeah, like me being around other people, like they're allergic to me, like they're actually on to something. So the scientists, like, they tested like the skin with the people who believe like they're allergic, like they give off like allergic reaction to other people.
Right.
They were giving off like these three compounds in the skin, 3 chemical compounds. One of it is acetone.
Oh.
You know, acetone is used to dissolve like oils and greases. Like they use it with oil, like paint and stuff. And then they have another compound called I think toluene, And then another one called Marcapitans.
Oh, I didn't know the last two. That's the first time I heard those.
So the Tularin, they use this to make paint, adhesive, and coatings. And then the Marcapitans are characterized as like a strong, pungent odor similar to like a rotten egg or like a skunk spray.
Oh.
So the foul smell is like the reason why small amounts of like the Marcapitans are often added to like odorless natural gas to serve as a warning for like gas leaks and stuff. I
was just about to ask you. I was like, do they stink? Before you said go down, like they smell like rotten eggs. I was like, oh, they some stinky motherfuckers. Like,
yeah, so like that particular smell, it helps people detect gas leak and like and potential hazards and stuff.
Okay.
So these people, like, cause they thought it was like people just making up stuff, like it's all in the head. Like, oh yeah, I hang around Chris and he sneezes all the time around me, so I think he's allergic to me. It's like that. But then if you test me, right, they'd be like, oh shit, you're actually giving off like these chemicals to where, a normal
people
person
get sick near you
would be like, yeah, they'd be like, man, I'm literally sick around you.
What if you what if you're that person that gives off that type of chemicals? You go to work, and then people at your job hate you, but it's not because your personality.
It's because you smell.
Yeah, it's like fucking. what was it? Rotten eggs and sulfur or some shit.
Smell like skunk gas.
Oh, you stink. Stay away from me. You're a nice guy, but you stink.
Yeah, so it is true, and it's crazy how the Japanese scientists they knew like this was a thing, but they needed to study it on their own just to see if there holds like any truth in it to where like these people they are actually toxic to other people.
It might be, man.
I remember this one time, man. In LA it's like really hot and shit, right? And I know like Bob, she probably went through this too. But if you're in class, like they always turn on the fan like in class, like they have a regular ghetto ass fan and shit. Mm-hmm. And if you're like sitting in front of somebody who smells,
oh man, you catch all the blast, man.
Holy shit,
you catch all of it.
The smell is so strong to where like even a 30-minute class or whatever, by the time you get used to it, your nostrils are burning already.
Yeah, man, why does the classroom smell like fucking Cheetos? Like,
yeah, so you can't really smell anything now because you've been burnt by like fucking whatever the hell his skin is giving off.
Kid germs. Like, I don't know what else. Because kids, especially teenagers don't like to bathe.
All right, so scientists they plan to embark further on the investigation to unveil like the full extent of this unusual occurrence and its underlying mechanism. So like they don't really know like why these people are giving off these type of compounds, chemical compounds that's making people like allergic. Like why?
I was gonna find out like, look,
same chemical in acetone. Come on, what the fuck? You're trying to tear my nose apart?
They were like, hey, look, it's genetics. That means your whole family is stank throughout the generations.
Yeah, like something.
Your whole family is fucking stank.
Pattern has to change. Like you guys gotta change your diet or something.
Wash your feet.
Like
I don't know what you gotta do, family.
And stop eating like chemicals. Like they're probably eating like shit. Like
stop eating Funyuns.
Yeah,
how you use Funyuns?
Lay off that Mexican lead candy. Bob says big girl smells like shit. Damn. And she made me read that out loud.
Oh my God. I didn't click back to go see.
Yeah, someone can clip this and say like, oh, Billy Waters. He said it.
This was in L.A. Oh, I don't know. I can't connect. The opinions of the chat section of Media Hijack do not represent the opinions of Billy Waters or Chris and Holy Jesus.
Yeah, I read that on chat.
And I've never saw this in L.A. Bob. I've never been to L.A.
But yeah, like
interesting though. I know I can see
the smells out there were interesting.
Genetics in L.A.
Yeah. Huh?
Oh, I thought you were talking about in L.A. The smells.
Yeah, the kids.
They smell too. I do notice that too.
It's like half don't take a shower. Half is like, what is a shower? Half is like, what is your diet?
I know when I was in Colorado, it smells different than what it smells like here. People do. I've noticed at different locations, people just different.
Like, what do you mean? Like the pheromones and stuff, or what? Like
smell? I don't know if it's like environment smells or.
Do they smell like soap in Colorado?
No, it smells like outdoorsy, and then.
Oh yeah, like a redwood tree.
It smells very outdoorsy out there, and then
smells like
and exhaust pipes.
Oh.
Where Atlanta's like, but where Atlanta's like
Fried food.
everywhere you
fried
go smells like
fish.
fucking ribs. No, it's either like exhaust pipes in Atlanta, and
cayenne pepper.
oh what?
Yeah.
That's what you get. I usually get like fried foods I'll be smelling randomly, and the landfill. There's
Trash.
like right off of like 675. There's like a landfill.
It's usually
It's horrible.
the people here,
Oh, 285.
the strong smell is like cayenne pepper. Like it's whatever like pepper that they put in like fried chicken. I said it. That's it.
I said it.
Intrigue. Indiana smells like steel mills.
Man, that's all I got out there.
You know what else smells like steel mill? I can't say it.
Oh Lord, don't let me be nothing racist, man.
No.
What?
Or a copper mine.
Like pennies?
Yeah, like somebody on their period.
Oh, blood. Blood
Yeah.
in general smells like pennies.
Yeah, like
Oh, the taste of it, everything's all.
the taste of it.
Even the taste of it tastes
What have
like.
you been eating?
I tasted a penny when I was a kid. I was like, this tastes like blood. A long time ago. When I was a kid, I used to always put everything in my mouth, including like
I used to eat pennies too. Yeah,
everything.
I used to do another thing where I used to lick the window blinds.
You did tell me that. You told me that before.
Or
I
the
was,
window screen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the-
the
the-
screen. Yeah. Yeah, I would lick the window screen and then like see my bubbles in it and I try to blow it. Like, I was like, why does this taste so good? And my mom's just watched me eat. I'm like, and then I look.
she gonna stop you?
I snap back and think about it. I'm like, why did she let me do that? She probably didn't give like a fucking no more.
No. Oh no. Oh wait. Help you build your immune system.
Yeah, she did it for my own good.
Good.
It's like, okay.
He's gonna get sick, but if he's strong, he'll overcome it.
Okay, building his immune system. It's never gonna get sick like that.
What did Bob say? Coming.
What? Come in Georgia?
I don't know. I hope that's what she's talking about. She says coming.
The county, right? All right, you got another story?
Yes, I do. I got a crazy ass stupid story.
Bob says we killed so many flies on that. No idea, Bob. Continue.
All right, so I got a crazy ass story for everyone. It says family tries to survive off the grid using YouTube tutorials, and they all fucking died. Spoiler alert! This is insane.
Holy shit!
This is one of the craziest
I thought
stories.
that would actually save them.
No, I heard about this earlier. I heard about this earlier today. I was like, oh, got to talk about it on the show. It was 2 women and a teenage boy were found dead after they ventured off into the mountains to live off the grid using only knowledge from YouTube tutorials. These people took these YouTube videos. Like, this is all we know. The mother, I forget
That's
her
a
name.
good idea though for a video,
That's insane.
but I can't believe they all died though.
Yes, they all
So
died.
they really took it serious.
They took it serious. It says the partially mummified bodies of a 42-year-old Rebecca Vance and her 14-year-old son and her sister Christine, 41, were recently discovered at a hiker camp in Gunnison National Forest. I think that might be Colorado. That sounds familiar. It says last summer, Becky had convinced her son and her sister to go live off the grid in the wilderness, disconnected from society that she no longer felt they belonged to. Unfortunately, despite having watched hours off grid of survival videos on YouTube and on TV, they had very little experience in outdoor survival and did not really prepare enough for the trip. So these people.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on, where do you even get that toy from?
First of all, is that a bag?
We call it Steve because it's shaped like a stingray.
I can't even see what it is. It sounds like a plastic bag.
It's a stingray.
It's so crunchy.
Hold on. Let's take a little pause.
She is tearing this shit up.
My bad. All right, we're back.
All right. So next story. Okay. Family tries to survive off the grid using YouTube tutorials and fail. So 2 women and a teenage boy were found dead after they ventured into the mountains to live off grid using only their knowledge of YouTube tutorials.
Damn, they went to the mountains.
They went straight into the damn mountains. I think this is in Colorado too, if I'm not mistaken.
Hell yeah.
It says the partially mummified bodies of 42-year-old Rebecca Vance, her 14-year-old son, and sister Christine were discovered by a hiker at a campsite in Gunnison National Forest. Last summer, Becky, she thought it was kind of cool to take her son and her daughter and went to go live off grid. Story goes that good old Becky Vance, she didn't feel like she fit into society. She felt like an outcast, and she told her son and her sister, like, hey guys, let's just watch some YouTube videos, gain all this knowledge, and then just leave this shit and just like survive.
What's the worst that can happen?
What's going to happen? You know, what can happen?
That actually sounds fun though.
That's insane. No, that doesn't end well.
Minus like what they went through at the end.
Well, because like what we talk about too, because we were just talking about it last week with like national parks and mountains and stuff, how people go missing.
Yeah.
This is a story right here where people was like, let's survive off of YouTube videos. Because when they found their bodies, they were like mummified. So and they're still trying to determine how they died. Either malnutrition or starving to death or all of the above. But they wound up finding out like, well, they went through their shit. All they had was like canned food and I think they had like canned food and ramen noodles, and that was it. So no water, if I'm not mistaken. I when I looked at the list, I didn't see any water a part of what they had, like because they found them like dead on the ground next to like a tiny little tent they built. They built a tent for shelter.
So what did they learn on YouTube to where they can use as far as like survival tactics to survive in the wilderness?
First of all, they brought ramen noodles, so I would have probably bought that too, but they brought that in the canned food and that was it, and then a tent.
Was there like any like survival gear, like as far as like hunting animals? Or
when I was reading this and I was trying to figure out like, did they bring anything? No. And then it made me think, it was like, was this a suicide pact? Because
shit,
you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, did she
might be a suicide?
Did she like, hey guys, come over with me out to the middle of nowhere and then shoot them, and then she killed herself? They didn't really release a lot for the story. At least I didn't see anything.
Because she said like she did feel like she was like
an outcast.
Like an outcast.
She didn't fit in society, and so
maybe she did it on purpose. Because you know, like kids, they love YouTube.
Yo.
So like, hey, let's do like a funny YouTube activity. But she actually was so fed up with her life, she didn't want to die alone.
But she wasn't even a kid. She was 42.
She didn't want to die alone.
Yeah, so that was like,
yeah.
When I first saw that she was 42, I was like, oh, she too old to be. What was that movie with the guy? He like, he went out into the wilderness to survive, and he wound up dying because he ate like bad mushrooms or some shit. There's a movie of this guy, Into the Wild, I think it's called. Did you ever heard of the story about this rich guy from Cali?
I remember a story like that.
Yeah, young rich guy from Cali. He was like, man, I'm sick of this high life. I want to live off the land. And he went out to the wilderness.
Ate some bad mushrooms.
Yeah, or something, some bad shit, and then killed himself on accident. But
yeah.
But he found him like later after he'd been dead for like a while. But he's like, oh man,
I know that story. I can't pinpoint like what exactly where the story came from. But I know that story.
Yeah, I saw the movie once. I was like, oh man, this movie's sad.
I thought it was real life.
No, it's real life. The movie is based off of a real life situation. Okay. Yeah. And so they actually want to talk to Becky's family, and they're saying like, this should be a warning for everyone out there that because they didn't know she left. Her whole family didn't know where she went. It was like, oh, she just went like off somewhere, and then they see this kind of like as a warning, like, hey guys, like going to spend time out in the wilderness, it isn't just fun and games. Like you need to be prepared. Don't be taking no fucking canned foods and just ramen. Like, how you gonna collect water if you like? This is off the grid, man. This isn't like even a camping trip. This is like you trying to like live.
Right.
It's different between like a weekend, like I'm gonna eat a can of beans on Saturday and Sunday and then go back home. I'm establishing a lifestyle out here. But they found it weird that she dragged her son into it. It was like when they questioned her family, it was like, well, why would she bring her son? It was like, we don't know. Like she shouldn't even done that. It's like that's where her family saw that she was wrong. If she was gonna do this, she should have did it by herself and not drag her sister into it.
Yeah.
Or her son. Like do this adventure on your own. And it's like the motherfucker who did the submarine and knew them regulations on the submarine was off. Like he was like, yeah, I know the submarine's like regulated to go this deep, but I'm gonna take me and like 5 other people with me, and yay! And they all get obliterated. It's like, why'd you go down by yourself, bro? Like, why are you?
I think that's kind of different.
Bringing it. I'm just thinking about like
they did a lot of trips already before that. I think this one it just went out of course.
He did a lot of trips by him. Well, other people too. I did because I know there's like a lot of people complain, but I think he can like, I'm gonna go even further deeper, and it got wiped out.
Yeah, speaking about like that company, Ocean Gate, right? Like I heard,
it's a mess.
I heard word on the street, like the people that's behind that company, they're actually like doing like another thing to where they say they're gonna send like 50 people to like Venus by the time of.
Fuck. Fuck that.
The year 2050.
They got some nerve. Are you
I
serious?
like 2050 is like right around the corner. So
Are you serious?
I like Venus. Like,
Would you trust that trip?
fuck no.
First of all, Venus doesn't make any sense because it's too close to the sun. You need to be like,
Yeah, isn't like Venus? You can't even land there. Like,
I'm like this. I mean,
I don't know. I'm not a fucking space scientist.
I just don't like this. It would make more sense to go to the furthest planet after us, like Mars. Or actually, we ain't got no much. Everything else is like gas planets after that.
Just Mars.
Just Mars, and
Yeah.
Mars is like our last ditch attempt, and after that, we gotta figure out something. Like we gotta start punching holes in realities, or that's the only thing we got. Venus is too hot, man.
Yeah, they're reaching for the sky.
Or another universe or something. They better reach for something.
Or I don't think
man.
they give a fuck anymore. Like, fuck it. Like, you guys want to go Venus? What about Pluto?
Just try it, whatever.
How about to the edge of the universe? I heard there's a brick wall.
This is right after that. Right after that,
I ever told you that story about that guy. He went on that psychedelic trip or whatever DMT trip, and he was able to astral project at the same time. He astral projected out of his body into space, right? And then he said he got so good to where he passed all the planets and he's traveling through like the galaxy like as far as he can. And he said like it took him like weeks to even actually master how to get as far as he can. So then like he came to the point where he was able to go as far as he can, and then he said he went to the edge of the universe.
Oh,
and
shit.
you know what he said when he went to the edge? I think I told this story before.
I think so too, but
He said there's a brick wall.
yeah, source wall.
And then he actually broke through that wall, right? And on the other side of that brick wall, it's a science lab. And he was like, what the fuck is going on?
You did tell a story, and I was thinking like, I
Yeah.
remember you told me this before. I was thinking like, are we in a petri dish?
Yeah, I was like, what the hell
we
is
at?
going on? Like, are we like an experiment or something?
But here in the world we live in this universe we live in, we think we're some kind of like grandiose thing, but we're actually just like little petri dish. Like,
Yeah, because we got
just getting looked at through microscopes.
We got airdrop technology. I don't know, but
Scientists are probably like, oh my god, they're building nukes. Like, what the
yeah, I
fuck?
think that's when like, oh shit, like
Under the
like,
microscope.
they're building small microwaves in there. Like, it's actually affecting our lab equipment.
Oh my god, like scientists are probably like, oh
Let's
my
put a stop to it. Doop.
god, right?
Stop it, Earth. I think that'll be like the sixth cataclysm event that happens, because you know, like they say, Earth go through like these events.
Yeah, I think we're like on our fifth or
sixth-
sixth one,
I
right?
think the sixth one,
Yeah.
where we're due for another like destruction.
They said we're overdue, man. They say
Yeah, we're like overdue. So I think maybe CERN has involvement in this.
man, climate change is gonna be it, man.
Whether they're prolonging our death, or let's say we already died. This is actually just a different reality, but they were still continuing the same timeline.
Oh, that's one, yeah.
With the quotation, still the same time.
Yeah, that's like the apocalypse theory. It's like every time the world's end, because what was it? I think we talked about it recently. You were saying like the apocalypse theory is that this world has ended so many times, but every time it ends, it just kind of like reboots itself, and then boom, we just keep going until this all like ends on a natural level. But it's like this is the first time where we've been wiped out, because I think the theory is that how have humans been around this long and we've not been hit by like a fucking meteor like the dinosaurs
Right.
yet.
Like,
Like,
so peaceful.
and you guys tell us, scientists tell us like, yeah, we have magnetic fields that make this stuff swing in other directions and stuff. But how did I save the dinosaurs? Like they got hit by some wild shit. So why are we still here? Why is it?
You know, word on the street that they found a dinosaur that got shot in the head by a gun.
What the hell? This is took a bullet to the noodle. How?
I made that up.
I was about to say.
Bob says Ice Age. Yes, Ice Age. Like once it's all get destroyed again, we
Start
become like
over.
the Ice Age. Then
Rebuild.
you ever heard like the story? Like, well, I think Einstein said this, or one of the scientists. They said like World War IV or something, or World War III is going to be fought with like technology, right? But he says World War IV is going to be fought with sticks and stones.
Yeah, because everything's gonna go back to zero. We're gonna kill ourselves, start all over,
So
and then
after World War III, we're gonna destroy basically everything that's the fundamentals of building like our whole like civilization.
I think humanity's always believed that we will wipe each other out at some point, because that's why they start making time capsules. Like, hey, let's take important parts of our history, the good and the bad. Well, actually, I don't know about the bad, so I feel like there might be.
Yeah.
But let's put a time capsule, so like the surviving humans can learn from our mistakes and never repeat it again, and or whatever.
Yeah, because there's actually like this big ass a cave mountain. I don't know in what country, but there's like a whole big cave mountain that's super secure, right? And everything that's inside that cave mountain is like all the seeds that exist on Earth, all the everything that can restart like a civilization.
Yeah, if you go to another planet,
yeah, it's all stored in this cave that's being like super heavily guarded, and like just in case something happened, this will be like the most, like the place that's the most strong enough to hold like all the stuff all the knowledge that we have like in this world.
Yeah,
like everything, like even Twitter posts and shit.
all of it.
Like it's all kept like in this cave. All the seeds, all like everything to restart like humanity.
All the tools needed for the next
like
evolution.
You guys can look that up too. Like it's a real thing. It's like they have like data on everything that's on this earth. Everything like how to cook like fucking chicken and rice and shit. All that they have everything.
I can see that. I can see that being a possibility of like. I feel like that happened even with us too. Even with what's that, Space Odyssey, where they show like, okay, humans go to outer space and they get to a point where like, hey, we find like these extraterrestrial creatures that may have been the ones that jump started humanity on Earth. And then when they finally found out who it was just humans from the future that figured out time travel, that went back and then set us up to go forward and create this cycle of, hey, these aliens we've been looking for that we think are gods that Egyptians have been carving in the walls. It was just us going back in time to
You know what's crazy about that theory? I heard so many people talk about that same theory, how like the aliens, they're actually us, like from the far future, right?
We are the aliens.
Let me tell you like this one story. All right, so this lady, I don't know if she was under like some, I don't know, like hallucinogenic or whatever, right? But she said that these alien entities, like they came to her, right? And she saw like their physical face like right in front of her face. And then the first thing that she said to the alien race, she was like, it's like, you guys are so ugly, Rude. And then like, yeah, that's rude. And then like, the alien entity, like what he replied was like, he's like, that's funny because we're actually you guys just in the future. Yeah. It's like, you're almost making fun of yourself. Basically, you're making fun of yourself because we're like you guys from the future. Like we're the evolved form of you guys.
We're your final form.
Yeah. It's like, yo, monkey.
All slim.
Yeah. It's like, we out here. We don't need no reproduction system. Like you
mud monkeys.
Yeah. You're like,
you guys still use gasoline.
You guys want to call me ugly? Like, where are you?
We're the humans. We're the descendants of humans that survived when y'all killed yourselves with nukes. Whatever it's like that. Like, because obviously, if like we are like more than likely, we probably gonna nuke ourselves into oblivion one day. The humans that survive wind up having to start from scratch and then moving forward and then become this evolved species of humans.
Bob says space travel makes you lose muscle mass.
That is true.
I think she learned that from what's that movie? Interstellar. I've seen that 3 times now.
That movie's amazing.
And then I watched it with like different sound systems. I was like,
that sounds good, right?
It hit different all the time. And if you watch it when you're on mushrooms,
I'm scared.
You can actually feel the spaceship launching in your face, dude.
Are you taking off?
It's almost like I don't have hair, but I feel my hair like I was like, holy shit, I can feel the whole spaceship, dude.
The G-force.
Yeah, watching Interstellar on mushrooms.
Scared, man.
Different movie, dude.
I can do this off of just.
It's actually scary too.
I can do it off of weed, but even then, that's still scary to me. Because I watch some science shit in my room at night when the lights are off. Talking about black holes just devouring planets. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, I can't leave this planet. I can't.
Yeah, you feel so tiny.
Dude, it's so helpless. Like, man, a gun can't shoot a fucking black hole. What can a nuke do? We just like little ants, man, and on a blue anthill.
I was like, who even discovered a black hole in the first place?
It was all theoretical, but I guess like, if I remember correctly, I think scientists started noticing because they would map out the sky and they started noticing that like, hey, this planet that's always here at this time of year, that's always been here for the past several centuries, is gone now. And so is this planet, and so is this planet, because humans always been keeping records of it. And shit started going missing. And I think it was like, we think something is eating it, and there's like a lot of radiation in that area after what this planet has always been at for centuries.
The void.
And it's like something's eating it. And now they're like, and then it was like, okay, we need a thermal imaging, and then that's when. That's why, like, with science, man, and science is kind of like one of them things. It's kind of like it can be true, but at the same time, it kind of like it just wax and wanes. It can go either being true, and then all of a sudden, like, it can go in any direction. But something like with the reason why I believe in science a lot is because black holes have always been like a theory to like within the past like 4 years, 3-4 years. Mm-hmm. They did the thermal imaging. It was like, hey, we're just a legit black hole on record now.
Yeah,
first time ever.
They have actually image of this shit like being taken by like a whole bunch of different telescopes, all put together into one big ass image.
I think the main one's from Hawaii, but they had all from around the world. Yeah,
the Vatican telescope.
Yes, and it got the image of like this black hole and it's always been a theory before. It was always a theory.
Yeah,
they never had pictures of it.
But like the crazy thing is like they took so many pictures of like our whole universe, like that one picture, like to where they had to show the public like, yeah, this is a black hole. This does exist. You have to have a super computer to even open up that file because of how big that image is.
Oh, it's massive. I heard. Yeah,
it's huge because it's like, I don't know, millions of pictures all like knitted together.
Yeah, because the black hole isn't like, it's the size of a planet or something. Black holes be like fucking massive, like the size of.
It's crazy.
Sometimes our own galaxy, man.
Like taking a picture of just this room is one little tiny pixel, but then it'd be like a billions of like this image of this all stitched together,
everything from every single layer.
So when they were able to open that up like with the supercomputer, they'd be like, holy shit, you see the big picture.
The big ass picture. I had something.
What else we got?
Hold on real quick. There was something I saw earlier that I really liked. Give me a second. Where did I put it?
Bob says, but they come naked when he's in the library. What?
Yes, I didn't get what she's saying.
I remember the library scene when he was like a tiny and he's trying to push the books in the library, creating like a paranormal activity, but it's actually her dad in the future or some shit.
Oh, yeah. That was kind of, that broke my brain, honestly.
Yeah, that broke, when he was like in the quantum realm, when he was traveling through like different space of time, because every single moment is happening at one time, and then he's traveling through that.
Everything.
Oh, that's the ultimate mindfuck, dude.
Yeah, that movie like bothered me when I got to the end. I liked it. I like how this movie was, but it's kind of it's too deep for me.
Actually, I take that back. I wasn't on shrooms. I was actually on acid watching that the second time.
Oh my god, how?
Yeah,
it's too much. I think you told me this before too. I feel like I've heard this.
Spacious. I was like, wow, shit, dirt in my eye. I was like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, damn.
I'm not gonna get too deep into this, but I found out earlier today because I was just messing around on the internet. There's like 5 ages that the universe goes through, to like when everything's like completely dead.
Like destruction.
Yeah, like destruction. Like the primordial age is like with the dinosaurs and all this other stuff, different era. Then the Stellariferous era. Damn.
Someone is at the front door.
No, keep going.
The Stellariferous area is basically just the area that we're living in, but with the degenerate era and then the black hole era, and you got the dark era. This is basically like the Stellariferous era is basically just when life lives on planets. People like eras like the degenerate era and the black hole are basically just when like the universe slowly starts to die off. Because they say eventually this whole universe is gonna like go black. Mm-hmm. The only thing that we left would be like black holes, but eventually when it's done, like it has nothing else to eat off of, they're eventually gonna just die off too. Because they like in order for a black hole to survive, it has to constantly just like keep eating matter. Mm-hmm. But eventually when everything dies off in the universe, which will be in a degenerate era where like suns run out of like helium. They say like helium is like the number one thing that keeps things going, which is from the sun.
That's what make balloons float, right?
Yes, but like on a far bigger level, suns like produce helium, and basically when the sun dies, nothing else can survive. So basically, like during the degenerate era, and suns like completely get wiped out, and then the black hole era, you just have no more black holes in space. Just basically nobody's gonna be alive in this universe at this point, because there's like only just a specific era. The last era we might survive in is the Stellariferous era, which is right after the primordial era. Because like out of the five steps, life in the universe stops at 2. After 2, it's everything else. It's like this is nature just running shit.
You think like it's like the ultimate reboot of a universe?
Straight up. I think it's like, what is this going to fill the hole?
It's like you're just cleaning up. Like, all right,
Let's sweep it up. All right, well, I'm done here. And go. Let's start again. Do-do. Big bang. Ba-do.
all right, replay that same tape.
Let's run it again.
And then you get through the bell bottoms, like skating and shit, like the whole afro
From the 70s?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
I was just in 2023. What happened? Nah, I didn't realize this. I wish we had a new episode soon because I found this out earlier before we did the podcast. Like the 5 ages of the universe. I was like, what the fuck? There's ages, and like scientists have broken down to like, this is what happens when everything is wiped out, and then this is how the universe is going to survive without any type of life, and how eventually things just kind of just cannibalize itself, like black holes, which just eventually just wipe everything out. And then you have the dark era, where it's going to be like not even black holes; it's just complete darkness in the universe.
I hope I'm dead by then.
Oh, we'll be long. We won't be. We'll be in a whole other universe by then.
I'll be like, damn, this planet Venus lit.
Ew.
Like I remember watching the Ant-Man, the new one, the quantum one.
Did you like that one?
It was hard to pay attention to, but I
like some concepts.
I like some part. Yeah,
I like some concepts of the idea of like the microverse, but
yeah, it was cool. Like the whole theory about the whole shit. How they're so tiny, but then that lady, she was there for a long time, and then she was actually known to be like one of the hardcore person that fucked up the whole shit.
Yeah, she fucked like Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray.
She's like got dicked down by him. Strange.
Bill Murray's like, remember that one time?
We had a good time, you and me. Yeah. I mean, that movie to me was like, whatever. I would have rather seen a better movie with the same concept, I guess.
Right. But how they broke down the whole quantum realm to like the microscopic
crazy
level.
Shit, man.
But then still a functioning society would have like the same shit like us, maybe more advanced, but on like a microscopic, like it makes you wonder, like how big or how small we are, like, within like the whole aspect of whatever
everything
existing at this particular point. Like it's such a mindfuck, dude.
It's insane. So it's like shit smaller than us exists in its own universe,
right?
Which makes you think like, what if we exist in a tiny universe too, and we don't even realize it? We're like a teardrop, maybe, or like we
right. And then like. Like some people like in the quantum realm that's like smaller than us, right? They actually break through like this reality, and then they create like something, like for example, we hear something in the corner of the room, be like that, right?
That's dumb.
But that's actually dumb. Like create like this is me, I'm out here, but we barely notice it, because
I'm in a spaceship. We made it, guys.
Yeah, but they're out here, like they're doing their shit, and they threw a bomb, and you're like, what was that?
It's like a war.
What's that cute little noise, Yeah, but then they're actually going through World War II. You're like, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Release the nuke. Like you like for them it's like tears like
it's happening. You're like, what's going on? And you're like, what the hell? And then you just swipe it off your table. We destroy the whole universe.
Yeah, to them it's like they get wiped out in a blast, but to us is like
a whole movie's going on.
But to us is like
yeah, like what was that?
Fucking house settling in. All right,
yeah, and in their reality, a star is collapsing. And shit.
Just the universe is getting wiped out.
I'm like, damn,
it could be like that, man. It's horrifying.
Like, everything's happening.
This tiny universe is around us. Like,
yeah, it's wild.
But yeah, but that's it for my original story. That shit.
I got one last one.
All right,
so a fast food restaurant sparks outrage with Anne Frank burgers and Hitler fries. Heard about this?
No, man. We got Nazi Burger King. What's going on?
All right, so hey there, foodies and history buff. All right, so we got a bizarre fast food story coming out from Argentina, where it's a small town. It's like a place called Honky Donkey, and they serve up like menu items like Adolf cheese and bacon-covered fries with the side of their Anne Frank hamburger.
It's Argentina?
Argentina.
Oh, man, this is Nazi territory. I was right.
Territory.
Oh, I called it. Oh, Nazi.
So the menu didn't stop there. Like they had other options, the Genghis Khan burger.
Yeah.
And then Mao Zedong, the Chinese dude. Yeah. And even a Mussolini burger.
So they grabbed some of the worst people from fucking history and made them
and made
food.
It into like a restaurant, like a menu item.
Holy shit.
But hold your appetite. The The local Jewish community got wind of this offensive marketing campaign back in March and demanded the removal of anything that's related to the Holocaust.
Fuck that. Take them all off, Jewish people. Why y'all just worrying about y'all lane, man? What about Mao Zedong? You know what I'm saying?
Like, for real.
Fuck that shit. Like, hey, push Hitler
what
off.
about Genghis Khan? Like, no, dude.
Man.
They're just worried about their own. Yeah, they're
Take off Hitler. Y'all can keep Mao Zedong, who was worse than Hitler. He killed way more people.
Yeah. So,
what the hell?
So the restaurant, they promised to make changes, but, you know, like, they've been dragging their feet, and then they're like, yeah, we don't really want to do this shit. But then finally, after like serious pressure, like from the public, Honky Donkey, they served up an apology on their Instagram story and decided to rename the menu after peace-loving figures like Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. and all these other positive role models. And
I think Gandhi was racist too, but I know Honky Donkey. So, oh man,
that's like the ultimate everything.
White people,
yeah.
Is it honky?
And this is in Argentina.
I'm not surprised. For anybody who's not familiar with Argentina, Argentina was a huge place when the Nazis lost World War II. I'm doing air quotes for anybody listening because I don't think they lost. I think they just like rebranded
to NASA,
to NASA, and being politicians and shit and whatever. But a lot of officers fled to Argentina, and they went to Argentina. And there's a lot of parades they do right now where you see like people in Argentina wearing like KKK hoods and shit and all types of like. Yep. Nazi memorabilia and stuff like that, because the Nazis came there and just like went to their society where I think the Argentinians don't realize that they're fucking Nazis a lot of times, or they don't care. But either way, they have like a huge Nazi culture out there. The fact they came out with this damn food joint, first of all, is like proof of that. A lot of them, that whole system is like on.
Yeah, they're out there doing that. Yeah, because like you were saying, like Argentina, like they have a past with like Nazi Germany coming over there, and they basically living over there, you know,
had kids and everything, man. There was rumors that Hitler never like committed suicide, that he ran to Argentina and they lived a long life. Like a picture that came out in the 80s of like supposedly like a young Hitler, not a young Hitler, an older Hitler was like, hey, I'm an old man in Argentina, I survived, I didn't blow my brains out. And
because if you think about it, like leaders, even like till this day, like you know how they have like stunt doubles? Yeah, that's what they call them. I don't think they call them stunt doubles.
Body doubles.
Yeah, body doubles. Like North Korean guy, of course he got like body doubles. Like,
oh yeah,
you wouldn't think like somebody like Adolf Hitler, you know, like the leader of the whole Germany bullshit that was going on. You don't think that he has a body double?
His body double was probably the one that offed himself. The real one dipped. He went to Argentina.
Yeah, because he was loyal to the
cause, man. To the
show me your true loyalty. Take the pill. Okay.
I'm on it, sir. Oh, 9! It hurts. It hurts so much.
Meanwhile, he, you know, like the real Adolf Hitler was put on like a first class ship to
Argentina, man.
Yeah, and they started a little like, let's just chill out over here, Argentina. Let's live out the rest of our lives here. Let's not cause no bullshit out here.
What was his main squeeze? Eva Braun. That was his wife at the time, or girlfriend. I think his wife. She wound up committing suicide too. She probably committed suicide to a fake body double of Hitler.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
My love, we'll go out in the suicide pact. It's like, let's do it, baby.
Some Romeo and Juliet shit.
And then she's like, you're not really him. Oh, it's too late. I took the cyanide pill.
It's not me.
9. Oh, and then just died. And
that's fucked up.
And the real Hitler's like in Argentina with some big booty Argentina baddie. I don't know. He got away, I think, and because the culture of the Nazism is strong.
Seems like the place where people just
it's wild, man.
Go there when shit hits the fan.
I think a lot of part of South America is like huge, extremely controlled by like Nazis. Remember we did a story, I think it might have been Chile. There was a town that wanted to stop women from giving birth. And so they was tricking women coming to the hospital like, hey, women, come to the hospital. We're going to like do like routine checkups. But it was like basically stopping women's like pregnancies without them knowing. And it was insane.
Sterilizing them.
Yeah, sterilizing them. Thank you. I can't think of the word. But that's like some Nazi shit they was doing out there. Just to like, out of like, it has something to do with like the birth rates or something.
To where they couldn't have kids no more, right?
Yes, something insane, man. That's like what Nazis would fucking do.
Yeah, that's the wild thing. Like
South
about
America,
that,
weird, man.
Like they actually like made a movie about that when like a lot of like the females were sterilized. Like for a long time, where females they couldn't have kids, right?
And they had no idea that they got sterilized.
Right, and then like, what the hell happened? Like, did something happen with our foods, or something that's making
water.
us like we can't have kids no more? So like, people they couldn't have kids for such a long time until this one magic kid came out of nowhere, and then like I guess somebody gave birth to like a baby. Like, what the fuck?
A miracle baby, man.
Yeah, they call it a miracle baby, and then like, okay, well, we can still give birth out here, so we have a chance to keep our community alive and to keep it continuing. So. I don't know the whole story with the whole movie. Like, what happened was that kid being taken into a lab or something, and
it sounds like the movie Children of Men. That sounds very similar to where.
Oh damn! I forgot the title. I thought you would have seen it, but
no, off the top of my head, I don't think so. The only thing that comes to mind is like Children of Men, where actually this was even like Nazi related. This was like on a genetic level, women on Earth just stopped giving birth. Like no, like something happened to women's body. Like all women's bodies kind of like expired, and nobody knows. And they couldn't give birth except for this one girl who gave like the first birth of a child in 18 years. Like I think in the movie the youngest person is like 18 years old and 2 months. Like the whole world was breaking it down because it was watching like, holy shit, women don't have kids anymore. The youngest person is 18 years old and 2 months and 70 some days, whatever. And then the world's just trying to figure out like how the fuck like how long is it gonna be before like the youngest person on Earth is 20 or 30 or whatever. But the movie's like. This girl has like a miracle baby, not a miracle baby. She actually has sex because she jokes about it in the movie like, I gave birth like Mary from the Bible, and then she's like, I'm joking, no, I got dicked down by some guy. And he busted in me because I didn't think I could have a kid, and I have a kid, and now this kid, now the whole world's after this kid for like trying to base like if we can get this kid from this girl, we can hold it for like leverage because there's like a lot of like militia groups out there just going to war.
Movie, yeah,
great movie. Amazing movie. If you want to watch a movie that kind of like it pulls like it's kind of like an apocalyptic movie, but it's kind of like on a more of a realistic level where it's like if women just stop having kids, what will happen to this world? And now this girl just had a kid like out of some guy because the father who she got knocked up by doesn't matter. It's just the fact that she's a single mom with a kid, and it's like the first kid in 18 years, and everybody's trying to like get this one baby to like hold it for leverage for like. Hey, government, we have a child. This miracle child. You need to give us like whatever we want. Like everybody wants this kid. Crazy as hell. Good movie though.
You know what's crazy? Like if you go to Japan and you check out like the whole birth rate over there, a lot of people out in Japan is not having kids anymore at all.
Really?
Like it's so much people that's not having a kid. They came to the point where they had to close down elementary schools
because shortage of kids.
Because there's no kids even attending.
Is there a reason for that, or just?
I think a lot of it has to do with how they structure like their whole society, how they make it so difficult to even raise a child like at a place like Japan if you were living there normally.
Yeah, because you really have time to take because like everybody's working, right, man?
It's too much. It's too expensive, and it's so demanding to where people are like, why would we even want to have a kid? Right. So it's getting bad over there to where nobody's having kids at all. To where even they have to close schools down because there's not enough young kids because nobody's having kids. That's scary. So they're basically fucking themselves in the ass. Like they're killing their own people, dude.
Or they trying to control
cultures.
Or they trying to control the population. Is it too many Japanese people? I don't know.
That would be crazy. But like the whole birth rate is so low over there. Toy companies can go to business.
Man, shit, yeah. Who's gonna buy the damn Power Rangers? It's like nobody.
Right, somebody gotta buy these Hello Kitty ice cream pops.
Grown ass adults.
Yeah, you see these companies making like these kid ice creams or toys or whatever.
The kids are gonna love it.
They're like, what kids? Nobody's having kids no more. Japan's killing off their own people. Like their own culture is gonna be gone.
So the youngest kid is 17. We ain't playing with toys anymore.
Our youngest kid is 35. Like, oh shit.
He a big kid.
Oh, he gonna die soon. You know? R.I.P. Japan.
They better figure this shit out, man.
Yeah, like they better like put some incentives where they're like, oh hey, we would love you guys to have kids because we're gonna give you guys so much money.
We need to create government assistance. If they create more government assistance, people probably will have more kids. Free schooling, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. If I can avoid having, like, I would love to be a father, but man, the way this country is, man, oh my God. Sometimes I'm like, oof, being a parent ain't easy, man. You gotta pay a lot for a kid, and I know this, and I've seen people go through it. for baby formula. I was like, what the fuck? How much that cost? Oh man, he don't just eat my baby gonna eat applesauce. What is this? We are charging this much for this damn food.
My kid gonna drink water.
Just Fiji. Fiji through an IV too, not even through a cup.
Yeah, I don't know, but the whole thing with the whole technology, how kids are in front of the screen time.
Yeah,
because we're gonna be going through that too. Like, all right, let's not bother me. Let's give you iPad time. Man,
I'm gonna do it. I know. Me and my girl talked about this earlier, like several days ago, last week, whenever it was. It's how, the video that you sent, I sent you, I think on IG, with them kids like crying because my girl said that to me. Got to share. I was like, man, I know you're gonna. I was like, I know you're gonna dig these crazy kids. Like,
that's
losing their mind over like no Wi-Fi,
like where they're not on their devices, right? But they're still swiping
their hand
in the air.
They're swiping their hand, and there's nothing there. It's like a drug addict. When I saw that, I was like, this is like a junkie.
Basically,
there's like some junkie shit. Like, I need my fix.
That's basically what it is.
Hey, can I get your Wi-Fi password? Like,
think about it, dude. That because your endorphins are like flowing like that. Like when you're seeing all these exciting things all at one time, right? And then imagine, like as a child, seeing that, right, throughout your whole day, and then you take that away to be like, hey, like you cut off like their supply to their entertainment. Because it's basically like they're fixed like a drug.
Yeah. They don't know life without Wi-Fi, man. And so when it's gone, it's like, can they survive going back to the Stone Age? Probably not.
I think we could barely survive.
Man, we won't make it, man. We come from an era before Wi-Fi.
If we could barely survive, they're off the map, like within 16 hours.
I might be less than that too. Shit.
Because they'll fight you first. They're like, hey, you're the adult. Where's the Wi-Fi at? Give us our internet back.
Shit, you can even take a cell phone from a kid nowadays.
Like, but the grid is down. Like, what does that mean, Daddy?
A grid? I don't care. Just
what does that mean?
I don't like that answer.
Explain. Or should we pull up a video? Oh, we can't. The power is down. Now you explain.
And I better like it.
Smart guy.
Where do I subscribe? Because they're gonna like, where do I hit the like button and subscribe? You're like, what? What are you talking about?
You're out here talking like you have 100,000 views.
Look at you. Think you're cute with 100? Think you got 100,000 views? And it's just me.
You better make me understand like you have 1 million views.
Slow it down. Nah, them kids ain't got no patience, man. Wi-Fi go out. Oh man, if Wi-Fi were to go out right now, there'd be a war between adults and kids. Them kids would go out of control, man.
That's why I think more of the story. I think we need to learn how to fight.
I thought you were about to say robot kids. Okay,
so we can fight these kids.
We need to train up
like a lot of them, because we're gonna have to fight a lot of them. Because imagine that, like imagine the whole revolution's gonna be like kids just losing internet access. And then they're attacking adults now because they think we can fix the problem.
Well, we would win because we're in that age range now where we are the adult age now of parents and shit. We would win only because we would be able to outlast not using Wi-Fi more.
No, but let's say they're fighting us physically.
Like physically, like, oh, okay.
Because there's more of them than us.
Yeah. Oh, man. I would, you know what I would do? I would bargain with some of them. Not all of them. Some of them. Hey guys, I have the Wi-Fi password. You guys are too young to work. I have money in my bank account. I can give you Wi-Fi. You just have to betray these other little kids. You want to watch your kid YouTube? Your kid Netflix?
But let's say there's no electricity, nothing.
Fuck. Then we got to kill them. I've run out of options now.
That's like the apocalypse.
That's
like
it.
Nobody has access to no internet. Like everything's been like
it'd be like Lord of the Flies, man. It'd be like little kids on the island that was like murdering each other. It'd be like that.
It'd be like that. Like the
TV show Yellow Jackets, which I recommend anybody watching. Show's amazing. Just kids that's on the island eating people.
That's terrifying.
It is. That's a good show, though. It's an amazing show.
All right, guys. So that's like that burger place.
Yeah.
Argentina. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm keeping an eye on Argentina. I'm gonna keep an eye out for that. That's fucking insane.
It says so that proves like this story proves that some flavors should be left out of the menu altogether. So remember, folks, history lessons belong in textbooks, not on your plate. Bon appetit.
Oh, shit, man.
but make sure that it's a side of respect and kindness, courtesy of ChatGPT. I was like, rewrite this, make it funny.
As you told it? Like,
Yeah.
make me laugh.
I was like, rewrite this whole story, make it funny.
See, this is why they're going to turn on us. This manual labor.
Because, like, here's another thing. He was saying, now, here's the twist.
When you went earlier, I was like...
It's like Argentina has a complicated past with Nazi Germany. Like, with rumors of escape routes for former Nazi officials and, unfortunately, Nazi ideology.
Yo, even the ChatGPT knows.
Yeah, ChatGPT is they even know it.
I can confirm this is true. I've read a lot of stuff about this.
It says a shimmering presence in some corners of South America, even sparking disturbance events like school shootings and drug trafficking with swastika branded cocaine.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the cocaine part, but I believe that's true.
Swastika branded cocaine.
It's heavy though. The Nazi shit's heavy in Argentina.
Yeah, so I think
heavier than what we realized.
They did run like a whole drug train out there, where they did influence like drugs, because you heard like Adolf Hitler, like, he was big on like methamphetamines.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
So he was high on like basically like Adderall and stuff.
Yeah,
and
he was never sober.
Yeah, that's why, like, if you look at his paintings, Adolf Hitler was a painter.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, he has really good paintings. Like, it's so detailed and everything. It's almost like you have to be on drugs.
I've never even seen this shit before now.
To actually be patient enough to put all the detail in a painting like this. Mm. Yeah, he's a good painter, and he loves dogs. The more you know.
Yeah.
Adolf was so cool. Let's we're good.
I think the reason why like a lot of like Nazis and racist people like dogs, they love dogs, is because dogs are the only thing that listen to them. That's why I get suspicious when I hear people like overly love dogs too much. Like, I love dogs, but when it's like, I'm like, it's because you can control them.
So it's like a power thing.
I think it is. And they can't shoot a gun, so they can never put up a resistance. Like,
dogs are like very similar to human. Like, they hold on to like past grudge.
Yeah, the dogs don't forget shit. The cats are the same way too.
They're like the only animal that can they remember like past trauma to where it sticks with them throughout their whole life. I
always feel like I always thought cats were that too, but dogs never forget shit. Dogs are
cats
weird.
Are like gods, really.
Well, cats look at people's like, I own you.
Yeah, cats have people for pets.
They have a god complex, and you can see how they act. Yeah. It's
like Bob is actually a pet for her cats. Like, she's the pet.
Yeah, if you have cats, they own you, not the other way around.
Yeah, because come on, like, you feed them and you pet them and you
clean up their shit in a litter box,
and they don't listen to you at all.
At all, you got to clean up the shit in a litter box. You got to feed them. I don't think dogs have figured it out yet, but I think if the animals would take over the world, well, at least as far as land animals, cats would be leading the way. I think cats have figured out the code because they've been worshipped as gods since Egypt, before Christ. So they done. I never heard of dogs being worshipped ever. At least I don't think so. So.
Yeah, cats, they have that complex to them. Like,
yeah,
like you have to tread lightly. Like,
clean my shit up, human. There you go. Scoop it up. Oh, without the scoop, use your hands.
Yeah, it's like they don't even care. Like, if you were nice to them yesterday, like, they treat you the same the next day.
But I think in their brain, I think like, oh, here's my human, I love him. But their face is like, cats have like a resting bitch face. They'll be happy, but you won't know because their face is like. So they can be angry or like, hee, am I having a good time? You'll never know. It's like
I actually kind of want to kill you.
I kind of want to skin you alive now.
Yeah.
I like cats, though. Cats
is like a random like computer generator.
It's like a little glitch, like in the Matrix.
Yeah, everything's like random. Like, you don't know what's going to happen next, you know?
You gotta be careful, man. I get it, man. I get it.
1 minute you're sleeping, the next minute you have your throat slit.
By the cat, like, ah.
Yeah. Cat's like, all right, I'm going to kill my owner.
You know what?
Owner.
I'll get a new one.
Bob says, where would cat shit in Egypt?
All that sand, Bob. It's sand everywhere.
Yeah, I know. Like, that's like a whole litter box.
One big ass litter box. That's probably the reason why they like the litter. Oh man, it makes so much sense now.
The cat's like, damn, I can shit wherever I want.
My ancestors used to shit anywhere in the desert. Now I got a box. They like offended.
That's probably why they love shitting in sand.
the sand. You know what I'm saying?
Like it's like a natural, like when they're born, right?
Because they fuck with it too. Like
Yeah, it's crazy. Like when the cat is born, they already know where to shit.
Litter boxes. Nobody teaches them. They just know to do
You
it.
just put a litter box with sand. Like they just sniff the air. Like, oh, I smell this Egyptian sand somewhere. Oh, here it is.
Oh, I gotta drop my biscuit off right there. And
It's encoded in my DNA to shit in these sand boxes.
because the ancestors used to shit in the sand in the desert.
In the sand in the big box.
And they're probably like, man, I've been reduced to this, a box. I just be able to shit anywhere I want.
It's like, damn, they kind of they downgraded like where we shit, because usually like they will shit in like a field of sand. Now they're like they're born right, like, oh shit, like, oh they limit like our space to shit.
Just a little bit.
Just this little tiny box. They're like, oh,
and I have to wait for them to clean it. Oh god.
Like, okay, I guess I'm back here.
I think I hella cats. They bound to step in shit. Oh yeah, cats shit a lot too.
That's why they got buried alive.
Mm-hmm.
With the
gods. Right? Gods. Little G. Like
yeah, but they did have powers and shit with their big ass head.
Yeah, cute little powers.
But the thing with the Egyptians, they all slept with each other. They kept it in the family.
Oh, that's like most
To
royalty.
keep the gene alive. Like, even like today royalty, they probably all still sleep with each other, you know, to keep that blood pure.
If you look at like the royal family, you ain't gotta go back too far to realize, hey, that bloodline. Oh man, yeah. Oh man.
Incest was not a bad thing.
No, that was the
ever.
He said, man, what you gonna do when you go off to work, Prince so and so? Man, I'm about to blow my sister's back out.
Blow that back out.
Give her a baby. Right after I get done executing all these people. But
do it in front of your mom. Yeah.
I got nothing else.
Yeah, that's all we got.
All right, next time we'll be in 2 different states, man, and we're gonna.
All right, yeah, next time. I don't know when, but make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, because we're gonna announce the next date where we do the next show.
Or TikTok. Or
TikTok. Follow us on TikTok.
Yes.
But make sure you guys follow us on our social media, because we're gonna announce the next time we're gonna do the next episode.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna be completely separated, but it's still gonna be a good show.
Always. And Skinwalker Ranch, and I want to see it moving more.
Yeah, you're gonna be.
Then I'll be out there, you know.
You be out there in Utah, like on location, documenting everything you see if you ever do go to that ranch.
If I go missing at Skinwalker Ranch, guys,
I'll let you guys know.
I love you guys.
Yeah. Just follow me on Instagram.
Tune in for that episode, man. Make it viral.
Yeah, Chris went out to like Skinwalker Ranch, and this was the last picture.
Hit by a tree, like.
I don't know what's gonna happen. All right, guys. We'll catch you guys
next time.
Good shit.
Good shit, man.
Peace out. Adios.
Love you guys.
That was good.